Now that we have found the scale factor from an original and new image, let's see what happens when we use a scale factor to create a new image. Well, the first thing I know is that if we have an original image and they want us to draw a scale drawing, so let's go ahead and label original image, and then they want a scale drawing, which we also call the new image. So let me put that in parentheses. Then we're going to use the scale factor of 3/4. So what operation do we think of for scale factor? We think multiplication. So then we would multiply to keep this a proportional relationship. So we would multiply the original dimension with the scale factor to get the new dimension. So we are actually missing the measurement here, but this should be 4 inches. So if we have 4 inches as the original length of this, I guess, tag, we know we multiply by the scale factor to get the new dimension. So 4 times 3/4. Well, I can already predict what is going to happen since we are multiplying by a fraction. I know that the opposite actually happens in that it becomes a smaller product or a smaller answer. So that's what I'm predicting in my head. And let's go ahead and see what happens. I get 12 over 4, and if we simplify that, we get 3. And once again, our label is 3 inches. And I could also show that in a table, right? Remembering our table that we have original, scale factor, and new. So we were given 4 inches. And if we multiply that 4 times 3/4, we're just putting this in a table to make it nice and neat. We get 12 over 4, which is the same thing as 3 inches. So if I draw my tag, it's going to be a little bit smaller than what it started out as. And I'm just going to label that this is now a length of 3 inches. So what actually happened here? Well, when we multiplied by this scale factor, it got smaller. So we call this a reduction. And so that makes sense because when we multiply by numbers less than 1, right, scale factors that are less than 1, we get a reduction. Numbers, let's put scale factor SF. SF is less than 1, it's a reduction. Just like we saw earlier that when we have numbers greater than 1, it ends up being an enlargement or a bigger new image than what we started with. So let's go ahead and try some more on our own, making sure that we stamp that to find a new scale drawing, we multiply the original dimension by the scale factor.